As you saw in the title of this post, I'm announcing the suspension of operations here at Northwood Acting Studio. Whether this is permanent or temporary remains to be seen. But because of the speed of which this is occurring and my inability to provide a seamless transition from one space to the next, I'm not comfortable in continuing ongoing group classes in July. I want to express my gratitude to 50 and his team for allowing me to be here in the interim. It was actually Orville Hall who arranged for me to be here as long as I could. I have really special thanks to my friend, Wade Marshall, who has always been a champion for this industry and a champion for my studio. And anyone who ever came here, he always made sure I was one of the first ones that he introduced them to. And he sung the praises of every single one of you that ever came through this studio and would always say that we had local talent and could provide it. I have had a front row seat to everything that has been going on the last few months, and it has been an invaluable experience. You know, I started this place 8 years ago from a community center in Morningsport with 2 paying students. A couple of months later, I moved here into what was then Millennium Studios, and more often than not, I ended up supplementing the rent through my own income as an actor. I knew it was important. I knew we could build something special here, and we did. We launched the careers of so many local actors, people who had never even done anything as actors in their entire lives, have earned their SAG card, and went on to be in national and regional commercials, television shows, movies. That's something I will forever be proud of. You know, if you walk through my door, I was a resource for you forever. And it didn't matter if you stopped paying. If you text me or emailed me or called me, I always answered the question. Students paid $10 for tape, and rarely someone off the street paid more than $25. It didn't matter if it took them a half hour or hour and a half. It was important for me to elevate the quality of actors here in Shreveport, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we don't have the best reputation. How often do they bring people in, right? I don't want them to do that anymore. It was more important to me to elevate our community than to make money. This is what it's always been about, elevating the community. And, you know, I've had a lot of challenges, but there's been a lot of good with it too. And, you know, anyone that runs a small business will tell you it doesn't take much to, even with one that is successful, to push it over the edge and to a non-existent space. And to be honest, the fate of this place has been precarious ever since the city of Shreveport bought it. I can't tell you the number of times I thought I would lose the space to the Shreve Memorial Library or a police substation or Willis Knighton or the dozens of other interested parties that came in and tried to get the studio. So I am glad that 50 is actually going to utilize it for what it was always meant to be, and that is a film and TV studio. It's the best thing we could have ever hoped for. I hope that before we get a chance to depart, or before we depart, that we get a chance for all of you that want to come say goodbye to the place that we've called home for the last 8 years. I know that this has been a safe space for many of you, especially my young actors who have often been bullied and ostracized because they were artists. I always wanted to provide them a place that they could be free. But I want you to remember, the space was never about the building. It was about you. It was about the community the people that we surrounded ourselves with, the ones who shared a common goal, a drive, a desire. There's something special about that. When people who have a love for something can get together and share that with other people. There have been so many relationships that have been forged in this studio that I am sure will last a lifetime. I am sorry that if I have let any of you down, or if you are disappointed in what's here. I know we had hopes of being at the forefront of everything, and business changes a lot of things, and I get that. I understand. I'm want more than anything, though, for you all to lean on each other and to keep that community strong, regardless of what happens to me or where I go or what I decide to do. I want you to know that I love all of you and that I'm sorry. But I don't want you to feel sorry for me, because I am just poor white trash who happened to make it on television and movies all across the world. And that's something no one can ever take away from me. And I was able to give that dream to so many of you. I have often said that I would trade some of my bookings just so some of you could experience the high that I have experienced on set and in this career that I love so much. I don't know what the future holds for the city, for the studio, for me. But I just want you all to know how grateful I am for each and every one of you who ever believed in me and who trusted me.